What's good, y'all? What's good? Now, if you just watched this Minnesota beatdown, boy, did they turn things around with this game. Check this out. You had the crowd screaming, free dough merchant. Now, people in ESPN is calling SGA a free dough merchant. Tim Legler, he calls SGA a free dough merchant. So it's starting to become known that he needs to get to the free throw line to quote unquote have a good game. This is another reason why I said Anthony Edwards was better than Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, because Anthony Edwards doesn't need to get to the free throw line to have an impact on the game. All right. And I also think Anthony Edwards is a better one-on-one basketball player than Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He's a better defender than Shea Gilgeous-Alexander as well. You heard the crowd, even the announcer said they screaming out free throw merchant, free throw merchant. Now, don't get me wrong. SGA had a good season. He's worthy of that MVP in the regular season. It'd have been a robbery if he didn't get the MVP, because that means you don't honor winning. He got the number one seed. He earned the MVP award. He led the league in scoring. It is what it is. He deserves that MVP award. But I'm gonna continue to say this. He has not have a dominant postseason. He had an off and on postseason. 1 minute he's here, and the next minute he's SJ disappearance. Okay, SG disappearance. Where's Alexander? We don't know. You know, and he disappeared in this game. Dude was like 1 for 9, like in the first half. You know, putting up bricks, but he wasn't getting to the free throw line. So if he don't get to the free throw line, he's gonna have a long night. Yes, Z, the Knicks are in trouble. The Knicks definitely are in trouble. They lost home court advantage. Even if they split games in Indiana, because I don't think they're going to win 2 games in Indiana. We're going to be down 3-1. You know, this is not like this series. All this is protecting home court advantage. OKC protected home court advantage. Minnesota protecting home court advantage. This may go 7 games, right? Wolves have to win game 4 to make this a series, though. If they don't win game 4, then this is not a series. They got to win game 4. If they can't win that, it's over. You know? They may get us in 5. G Money, I'm going to go with 5 because I don't think they're going to sweep us. I think we're going to win 1 game in Indiana. Then we're going to lose probably like the next 2. You know? If we're going anything based off these first 2 games. But the same thing happened to the Celtics, happened to the Knicks. Losing games at home when you're the higher ranked seed is not good. That's bad. That's really bad. Okay? The Celtics could have won against the Knicks if they didn't lost those 2 home games. Those 2 home games would come back to haunt the Knicks. Because even if they push this to 6 games, they're going to say, man, we should have won those first 2 games at home. This whatever, and they had the biggest choke job in game 1. Hold on. Excuse me. But you seen what Minnesota did. Minnesota reversed the tides. Minnesota's ranked 6th in defense in the NBA. So they say, hey, OKC, you're not the only ones that could play defense. We're going to play defense tonight. And Ant-Man was cooking. Julius Randle was cooking. The Wolves came to play basketball today. So it is what it is, you know? Yeah, it's definitely the Knicks still have a chance. As long as you're playing, you never know what's going to happen. I think most people didn't even predict Minnesota would have a blowout win today. They beat the brakes off the OKC Thunder, you know? So anything can happen. If we win 2 games in Indiana, then it's best of 3. The first 4 games don't matter anymore. But I'm being honest with you as a Knicks fan, but also a logical basketball fan. I cannot look you in the eye and lie. I don't see us winning 2 games on the road. That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I don't see us winning 2 games in Indiana. I think if anything, we could win 1. We have to win at least 1 to avoid getting swept. So if anything, we have to win at least 1. But if we win 1, we're still down 3-1. right? Now, Minnesota, if they win this next game, then they're back in the driver's seat because OKC don't perform well on the road. They're lucky they have home court advantage. They probably would have lost to Denver if they didn't have home court advantage. They need home court advantage more than any team in the league. Yeah, he is. He's definitely smarter than Tibbs. Yeah. I don't know what Thibodeau doing out there. He only got like 7 to 8 guys in rotation. We need more depth because come fourth quarter, we get too tired. You play us to the ground. Tibbs is running the players to the ground. What are you doing to our players? They're human. They're not robots. You working these guys a little. You playing them too long. This is playoff intensity basketball. How long are you going to keep your starters in the lineup playing basketball? So yeah, and shout out to G Money for being honest. Before the series even started, he said, "Hey, I'm a Knicks fan, but you know what? I got Indiana beating us." I know why he said that. He looked at the rosters because I know G Money. He looked at the rosters and said, "I think Indiana probably got a better bench than us," and they do. They got a better bench than us. You see how Homeboy came and hit like 5 or 6 threes on us, and we didn't do nothing to stop that. That's bad coaching and not enough rotation, you know? Now, if the Pacers make it to the finals, I still think the winner is going to come out the West. I think the Pacers will have a better chance of beating Minnesota than they do of OKC. OKC is a good team at home, but they have home court advantage throughout the playoffs. They just don't play good on the road. OKC is not a good team on the road. Yes, that's true. True that. So, I mean, it is what it is on that aspect. But Shea Gillis Alexander got exposed today. I'm really starting to think he is a free throw merchant because if Shea Gillis Alexander don't get no calls, he can't have a dominant game. I did some study on this free throw merchant stuff. I looked at all his big games. A lot of them came, but he was going to the free throw line a lot. And sometimes you don't realize that. You're just getting caught up in the fact that he's having a good game. But I didn't know Shea Gillis Alexander relied on the call so much. His game really is predicated on the referees. They all you squeaky. Yeah, they is. They look suspect on the road though, G Money, especially in the postseason. They don't look like a good team on the road. You've seen that Denver pushed them to 7 games. Yes, the Knicks got exposed. We got a weaker bench. We got a weaker bench. You could say we got like a better starting 5, but even that is questionable a little bit because Miles Turner and Pascal Siakam, they're no scrubs. Pascal Siakam is an NBA champion, so he's no scrub. Miles Turner is no scrub. Tyrese Halliburton is no scrub. You got to put some respect on Indiana's name, Even I had to put some respect on it, being that I'm a New Yorker and I represent for my Knicks. I still have to put some respect on my opponents. Respect your opponents. You never want to say your opponents is trash and they're this and that. You got to put some respect on your opponent's name because your opponents is just as important as you winning. All right? Never want to downgrade your competition. Yeah, I mean, Karl Anthony Towns looked like he about to break down. He hobbling on. I mean, he playing way too much minutes. Way too much minutes. But Shea Gillis Alexander is being investigated. He's being investigated right now as a free throw merchant. The question is, do people believe that? Because a lot of people on the ESPN is saying it. Tim Legler is saying it. Some other dude, I forgot his name, he's saying it. A lot of guys is calling Shea Gillis Alexander a free throw merchant. And I still believe Anthony Edwards is a better basketball player than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I do believe Shai had a better season, though. You know, he got a lot to learn. You know, and one guy, listen, enough with the superstar labels. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not a superstar. He just had a first breakout season winning an MVP, which is this year. Let him play like this every single year, consistently, and his team is a title contender consistently, then you could label him a superstar. He didn't earn the right to be a superstar. You guys keep calling players superstars after 1 year. 1 year doesn't make you a superstar. You know, no, I don't think he is really myself. I'm investigating. I don't have an opinion on whether he's a free throw merchant or not. I'm just telling you this is what the people think. I get a lot of opinions from people, and people keep saying he's flopping. He's always falling down. He's always trying to foul bait you. This is what the people are saying. Because your reputation, you only get one chance to make a first impression. So what people say about you has to be taken into consideration. It has to be taken in consideration. Because until you get rid of those narratives, they're going to stay there until you get rid of them. But G Money has a good point there. If he's averaging the most points without free throws, then maybe he's not a free throw merchant. But that still don't change the people's opinion. A lot of people are saying it. You know, a lot of people say his game is not enjoyable. He's boring. All he does is try to foul bait you. No, his game is really being put on a pedestal. All eyes on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Because he had a chance to actually make some history. He could go down as the greatest OKC Thunder player in NBA history if he wins a championship and an MVP in the same season. But he got to win first. He got to get that championship first. Because right now, Kevin Durant is the greatest player to ever put on a jersey for OKC. Period. Multiple scoring time champion, MVP. He got everything Shai Gilgeous-Alexander got. Right? They both have the same thing. Neither one of them have a championship for the Thunder. Until one of them wins the championship, then looks like KD will never win a championship for OKC. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has a chance to win a championship for OKC to put him above Kevin Durant. Yeah, he don't have the flash and the finesse like Kobe, but he is a Kobe offspring. The guy does look up to Kobe Bryant. He is a Kobe Bryant fanboy. By all means, Zach, he's a Kobe Bryant fanboy. But yeah, KD has no dynasty at all. Facts. But he still is the best player to put on a jersey for OKC. That we cannot take away. That we cannot take away until somebody beats them. Whoever wins a championship for OKC could be crowned the best player to put on a jersey for OKC. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, you have a chance. You can win MVP and finals MVP and have a championship in the same season. That automatically will put you above Kevin Durant. That one season will automatically put you to keep better than Kevin Durant. Yes, he did. Kevin Durant is a mercenary, a championship mercenary. Yes, OKC has a history of good players. They know how to draft well. From Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden. What was big man name? Was it Ibaka? Damn, what was that big dude that used to play with Kevin Durant and them boys? I forget. What? Jalen Brunson Boulevard? Carl Anthony Towns? And street names? Wow, they didn't win nothing to earn that. You're gonna take those down as soon as the minute they lose or they get swept. You're gonna take I bet you take those names down. Come on, New York. I know you are excited that you're in the conference finals because you haven't been in a long time, but we haven't won nothing. We haven't won nothing. What are we celebrating? We don't celebrate conference finals, man. That don't mean nothing. All that means is just your first place to lose if you don't go to the finals or win. Win it all. The goal is to win it all. Yeah. G Money, question. Who's better, SGA or Anthony Edwards? Let's have the conversation. Let's have the debate. Who's better? Wow, that's crazy. Okay, well, as New Yorkers, we're celebrating way too early. What the hell are we celebrating? Yeah, Zach. I'm not with that. That's why you don't see me jumping up and down for just going to the conference finals. It don't mean nothing. People going to forget years that we've been to the conference finals. Only thing people going to remember about 2025 is who won the NBA championship. Okay, Zach has SGA as a better basketball player. G Money has SGA as a slightly better basketball player. Okay. I think Anthony Edwards is a better defender than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, though. I think OKC as a team is better defensively than the Wolves. But if I'm just one-on-one, I don't see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander being a better defender one-on-one than Anthony Edwards. Definitely a better three-point shooter. I give him that. He having a great season shooting that three ball. Even though Ant-Man could be a little inconsistent. Skip Bayless, he tried to disrespect Anthony Edwards. He calls him Can't Man. Well, he wasn't Can't Man today because he won. And he wins another game, then he ain't Can't Man. He going to have the pressure put on OKC. Okay. This is a good battle, though. Ant-Man versus SGA should be a battle for the next few ages. We could be debating about who's better. I respect you guys' opinions. Man, the Joker home on a farm somewhere. He ain't worrying about no basketball. Yeah. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, definitely a better mid-range shooter. I give you that, G Money. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah. Yeah. Ant-Man is more flashy. He's definitely the flashier player. He's definitely the more exciting player. He's definitely more blockbuster. But yeah, there's some things Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is better at, without a doubt. Without a doubt. He's a great player. And I was sitting there telling everybody that he was the real MVP. I said several times. I took all the heat from all these Joker slurpers that tried to give the MVP award to a guy that wasn't winning. You got to give the award to the guy that's producing stats and winning. The MVP award was always a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander award. The man put in work the whole regular season. Yeah, that's why there is low viewership. But I mean, I don't care about the viewership at this point because people are always going to talk about how the ratings is of the NBA. I personally don't care about the ratings no more. All I know is I'm enjoying these games. I'm having fun watching these games. And if you're not watching these games and you got a complaint about it, then I guess you're missing out on the good quality of the NBA games. That's your problem if you're missing out on these NBA games. Hey, Octavia, do you see the crowd calling free dough merchant? The announcer was like, why are they calling Shai Gilgeous-Alexander free dough merchant? As I was telling you, Octavius, he's had that label for a while. Even guys on ESPN say it. Man, the Knicks broke New York's heart, man. We lost 2 in a row. The same thing that happened to the Celtics happened to us. Man, the Wolves didn't just win; they beat the brakes off OKC today. All right, Tavius, they beat the brakes off them boys. Oh, excuse me. Knicks play tomorrow, bro. It's every other game. Knicks will be tomorrow. No, I'm not getting that night rain. Fuck that night rain game because it's a multiplayer game. I don't like multiplayer games. I like story-driven games, single-player games that I could play by myself. I don't want to play with other people. And now maybe I may get if it's a sport game, boxing, basketball, Madden, I may be prompt to play you. But I'm not playing no game, no fantasy game with somebody else that I have to rely on them. Fuck that shit. And I have Elden Ring. I bought the game for $20 last year. I'm a good smart consumer when it comes to buying games, Z. Z, I get like over 100 games. Some of them still in plastic. Bro. And my favorite game of this generation is called Black Myth Wukong. Yeah, game 2, it'd be a different story. We could split the games. If we won game 2, then I say, okay, we got a better chance. We could steal one in Indiana. But stealing 2 games in Indiana is hard. That's really hard, bro. That's hard. I finally put some of my stuff to use. Boom, boom. Smart watch. Smart ring. So I'm all decked out a little bit. Smart ring tells your blood pressure, hours you sleep, 100% health. You monitor your health. Boom. Then I got my smart watch. And I also got let me try to move it over to the side so you can see. Damn. Boom. I also got activated the phone that I got for free for you guys. The Ultra 25. So I'm camped out. I'm camp out in phones. I'm good in my Iron Man ability. Look at all this shit. You see how this hand bends up? That's from basketball. That's from years of playing basketball. Even your boy got an injury like that. That's from years of playing basketball. I have a gaming PC. I have everything, but I didn't even set it up. Z, since you brought it up, check this out. Man, you got to stop when I'm doing live. You got to stop. All right? Hold on. Now check this out. Come on, boy. Where you going? Come on. Come on. All right, Z, check me out. Yo, Z, check me out real quick, Z. Check this out. A ready-made. What you see right there, gaming PC. Fresh in the box. Not even taken out. Because I'm going to make myself a gaming room. Right? I'm going to make myself a gaming room. Boom, boom. And when I get in foreign countries, I'm going to have a room dedicated just for that. So I could bring all this stuff to another country too and do the same thing. Have a crib in the States and have a crib overseas because there's 2 versions of me. There's an international P and then there's the America USA boy. So there's 2. This is going to be an international PC. That's where this is going. It's going to be an international PC. I open it now. Not Z, because I don't have, honestly, bro, I don't have like enough space in this particular place to do it. So I'm going to do it in an actual house overseas. So I do it over there. You know what I'm saying? That's for overseas. I want to have a whole gaming room, and I want to hook that up overseas. Oh my God, it's getting hot in here as a motherfucker. I wonder what my temperature is by this damn rain. Woo! Damn, it's getting hot like a motherfucker in here. But yeah. Say hi. Come on, man. What you doing, man? Just say hi to the crowd. I didn't say for you to be looking at me. Come on, man. He want attention, so he gonna get it. I'm not getting that neither because that's $70. That's $70. I wait for that to go lesser money. But you could play Doom the Dark Ages on Game Pass. You don't even have to pay $70 if you have Game Pass. So just download it and play it there. You know. There you go. I got 2 games you need to play, Z. And actually, you could play one on Game Pass. Check this out. Expedition 33 is the game of the year. You need to play this. Now, you see, I still get this motherfucker in plastic. I still get this in plastic. You need to play this game, though. This is the game you need to play. And boom. Also, this is a game you need to play, too. If you like Souls-like games, it's a game you need to play. Your boy, look, just say I told you, I don't even have time to play all this stuff. I got the shit still in the plastic. You know, I got boxes of games, bro. Told you I'm out here representing, man. I'm keeping it dope. I don't like digital copies. I like physical. I'm gonna retire on physical copies and never again. I'm not being part of gaming the next generation. This is my last generation for gaming, Z. My goal is to get as much games as possible, physical, put them all on a rack on a wall, and that's it. You know, so my kids could play it, you know, grandkids, neighbors, they could all just play those games. I'm never going to buy a system ever again after that. I'm retiring after that. Your Expedition 33 is fire. Fire. I still got it in plastic, but I know it's hot because I played it already, but I just didn't play my version that I opened. Say hi to the people, man. Say hi to the people. Yo, Brandon, did you see this game? The crowd chanting free dough merchant. You know, that's crazy. You know, but Z, you already know this is my last generation of gaming. I'm just getting all the stuff that I want now, and I'm gonna retire. I'm done. I let the next generation game. I'm done after this. I'm just gonna stack up my collection. So I'm not playing a lot of games because I'm just savoring the moment. I'm not getting a PS6. I'm not getting none of that stuff because the prices is going up, and all these games are cross generation anyway. They just, you know, he's starting to turn into James Harden 2.0. Bro, if you be going by these playoffs, homeboy flopping on the ground, he falling down. He draw fouls like a motherfucker. He knows how to draw fouls pretty good. If you're watching these games, you'll know what I'm talking about. It is what it is. Calling this dude free dough merchant. Even people on ESPN starting to call him that. You know, James Harden 2.0. He know how to draw fouls good. You know? But notice all the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander high big games come from him going to the free throw line a lot. He need to go to the free throw line to have like a real big impact on the game. He didn't get to the free throw line today. Look what happened. No calls. He didn't get no calls today. He just got locked down. That's all that happened. You know? But I mean, it is what it is. I need to see more to call him a free dough merchant, but yeah. Oh, really? I got to check into that. If that's the case, Z, I will buy it. But I'm not buying no game to be playing with other people. Fuck that. You know? Yeah. All they doing is selling you the same shit over and over again. Recycled stuff. The PlayStation 6 ain't gonna be nothing extra than what the PlayStation 5 is. Because these gaming consoles gonna hit a ceiling at some point. Right? And all the way to make a difference now, you can't even see a difference much no more because they're all starting to look, they hit a ceiling. There's no there, even if they go 8K, your eyes are not going to be able to see that. And then you're going to have to get a TV that is 8K. All right. The human eye can't really see the difference between 8K and 4K. It's just going to start to look the same shit over and over again. The only way it can make a big difference is if these games start to look like me and you guys, real life. That's the only thing, because we already hit a ceiling. You can't get no more realistic looking than they already look now. It is what it is. You know, so all you're doing is getting the recycled systems over and over again. And then all these new games come out on the old systems too, because they cross-gen. So why are you spending money on you know what I'm saying? Consoles are really dying. Consoles are really dying. Oh shit, I'm sitting there talking gaming. But yo, it is right here. My gaming PC. I'm not gonna hook this up until I go to another country though. Then I take it out the box. I'm gonna design it Batman design. I'm gonna put all Batman, the Dark Knight designs around it from the movies because those are my favorite movies. I like those gritty, grimy Batman movies. And I'm gonna turn my PC into a whole Batman looking shit. I got all the equipment in the back. I just have to build it and put it together. So when I have free time, that's what I'm gonna do. But I have the systems. I have a PS5. I have an Xbox, and I'm riding out with those. I'm gonna build up the biggest game collection you could know, and that's it. I'm gonna ride out with those games. Anytime I want to play a game, I'm just gonna play those. Say hi, say hi, say hi, say hi, say hi, say hi. Okay. You know, all right. But shit. Today's game was a big ass blowout. And basketball is going to be at a low time ratings. Here's the thing about the basketball ratings. We're going to go into the finals, and most people that told me about the NBA finals, they already lost interest in it. You know, they don't want to watch the Indiana Pacers OKC finals. People telling me they're already tuned out. No Lakers, no Luka, no LeBron, no marquee names, no Steph Curry, no Kevin Durant. These people really rely on that star power. And it is what it is. Yo, Shea Gilgeous Alexander, dude, do the jellyfish flopping, bro. Dude be dribbling and like, I'm like, dude, nobody even touch you. That's why they reverse the call. Sometimes they do like this. They say, yo, look that back up. And they reverse the call. Because all he doing is dribbling, then he just falling to the ground by himself. Don't look to draw the foul, bro. Just if you got game like that, they're gonna call the foul anyway. Get the and1 the right way. Body somebody. He need to hit the gym. Shea Gilgeous Alexander really need to get some muscle. Dude is like this thin. This is why he could get pushed around a lot. Anthony Edwards got muscle. He got muscle around his body. You know? Yeah, he's too good of a player to be flopping. Like, what are you doing? Bro, hit the gym, get some muscle, and that's it. You don't have to get brolic like this. Just add a little more weight, get a little more muscle, so you won't get pushed around. You be flopping around there like a little twig. Just get some muscle, man. You're the MVP. You know, act like it. Play like it. Simple, all right? Simple as that. But yeah, man. This is probably it. This is definitely I'm watching the NBA Finals. I don't care what people think. A lot of people sit there saying the ratings are going to be real low. It's not my job. It's not my job to make the NBA money. I did my part. I'm watching the games. And yes, I will watch Indiana versus OKC if that's the finals. Even though I know most people don't care. They call it a waste of an NBA finals. The lowest rated NBA final. People are already telling me they don't care about these playoffs. They're not watching. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, he do. Because I can't tell if he's sometimes flopping or he just getting thrown around because he's skinny. I don't know. Yeah, I hear about the Giannis going to Golden State. I don't know how that's going to work out because you can't keep Draymond Green if that's the case. And you're going to have to get rid of Jonathan Kuminga, some draft picks. You're going to have to kind of deplete your whole team. Giannis is a very expensive basketball player. Okay, what is Giannis making? Like 50 million, something like that? You know? Yeah, that'd be frightening, G Money, but we have to answer the question like you always answer. This is something G Money always would tell you. When you got a big three, what else do you have after that? What if the Warriors got no team after the big three? What if they're top heavy after the big three? They got no bench, no good role players because all their money went to those three guys. Jimmy Butler want to get paid. Steph Curry going to have to get paid. And you got to pay Giannis. You think Giannis is cheap? You know how much money Giannis costs? Giannis damn near signed a max contract with the Milwaukee Bucks. You got to match that. You know. So, yeah. Now, he don't need bulk. He need muscle. He needs some lean muscle. Because I don't know if he's getting pushed around or not. Yeah. You know why these trios failed, Brandon? Because there's no team built around them. You put too much work on three guys that probably play the same way, that all need the ball, that are ball dominant, and used to being number ones on their own team. And now they got to learn how to play different roles. It's not that easy. You know? But nevertheless, if you do go to Golden State and you're playing with Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler, people are going to suspect you to win. Nobody wants to hear that I ain't got enough talent around me nonsense. Get it done. So that's what people want. Giannis makes 54 million. Yeah, that's a lot of money. You know how many players Golden State have to lose? Golden State have to match that. That's damn near a max contract. You have to deplete that whole team to get Giannis. Question is, just have to answer yourself, is it worth it? What if Steph goes down and gets hurt? What if Jimmy Butler gets hurt and it's Giannis and a bunch of role players? It'd be Milwaukee Bucks all over again. You really want to put your future on three guys that could potentially get hurt. They're not the youngest of players. And Draymond Green may just be a role player, but what he does for Steph Curry, no other player will do. He does pick and rolls for Steph Curry. He gets Steph Curry open to hit threes. Giannis ain't going to do that. Giannis ain't going to play like a role player like Draymond Green. Giannis ain't going to pass the ball to Steph Curry all the time to set him up. So, yes, it does have a title recipe on it, but all three of those guys have to stay healthy, and they have to have somewhat of a good supporting cast behind them. Now, I know role players are like leaves on the tree. You can find role players anywhere, but sometimes you have to find the right role players to fit with your system. Somebody's going to have to replace Draymond Green because Draymond Green helps Steph Curry out a lot. No. I don't think Giannis used to making that type of sacrifice. You can't ask a guy that makes 50 million, that's the face of a franchise, that's a top 5 player in the league, to play like Draymond Green. Giannis would never play like Draymond Green because he doesn't have to. His talent is way more bigger than Draymond Green's. You don't put Giannis on the team to play like Draymond Green. Who does that? You put Giannis on the team to play like Giannis. Dominant Giannis. That's what we want. If Giannis plays like a role player, what's the point of having him on the team? That means he'd be a shell of himself. The whole point is to have him play like superstar, two-time MVP, defensive player of the year, Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's what you want. You don't want a Draymond Green. No disrespect to Draymond Green, but he does do stuff for the Warriors that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. And Giannis won't do that because he won't care to do it. He won't need to do it because he's Giannis. You got Thunder in 7 over the T-Wolves. So that means the T-Wolves will win the next game. Because the Thunder is kind of atrocious on the road. They only play good at home. Luckily they have this home court advantage. They're lucky they had this home court advantage. They're lucky. You know. Okay. So that makes 7 games. He's right. That makes 7 games. Because if Minnesota's not losing at home, OKC ain't losing at home. All you got is teams protecting home court advantage. That's it. Going out in 7 games. But Z, since you're so interested in the future of the NBA, get used to Anthony Edwards versus Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's going to be a debate for a while. That's a debate that you need to get used to. Holy shit, Brandon got Thunder in 5. He said, fuck that blowout. I got them winning the next game and the next game. So that means the Thunder have to win the next 2 games in a row. Okay, he said 6. Okay, the OKC in 6. That means OKC have to steal 1 game on the road. Yes, they should. Yes. Bring Giannis to New York, please. Please. You could take Karl Anthony Towns. Yes. Take Karl Anthony Towns. You can have him. Yes. Okay. It's funny because this trade with Julius Randle and Karl Anthony Towns is going to cancel each other out. If Minnesota loses in the conference finals and Karl Anthony Towns and the Knicks lose in the conference finals, they cancel each other out. Nobody really won the trade. Nobody won this trade. They all went home the same time. You could have anybody on the Knicks except for Jalen Brunson. That's the only player I would be willing to trade anybody on the Knicks except for Jalen Brunson. For the Greek Freak. You want Karl Anthony Towns? Take him. You're not going to get an argument out of me. Because that pairing of Jalen Brunson and the Greek Freak is a great pairing. Great pairing. Then just give me some good role players. Give me some bench. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I take that. I take it. Because next season, whoever wins this year, enjoy your championship. Because it's most likely going to be a one and done. San Antonio is coming. Dallas is coming. San Antonio and Dallas will be in the playoffs next season. So that means 2 teams is going to take a bump. And keep in mind, Minnesota is going to lose players this offseason. Because Naz Reid and Julius Randle are both due for a contract signing. And if Minnesota don't re-sign both of those guys, somebody saying bye-bye, somebody going home. So either Julius Randle or Naz Reid most likely won't re-sign because they may get a money offer from somebody else. So The Wolves, this is your last chance enjoying the Western Conference Finals if you're Minnesota, because they're most likely not going to be here again. Everybody else is getting better. Yes, Giannis in New York would be insane. Giannis is preferred New York. He said New York and Los Angeles is the cities he prefers. And when he says New York, he means the Knicks. He don't mean Brooklyn. He wants to win now. He don't want to go to Brooklyn. No. Unless Kevin Durant coming back to Brooklyn with Giannis, then Brooklyn not even an option. Because remember, Kevin Durant is going to be on the move too. Phoenix is going to take a step back next year. Phoenix is going to take a step back next year. And I think Minnesota is going to take a step back next year. Yeah, but Miami got to land somebody. Who's Miami going to land? If Miami don't land nobody this summer, they're not going to be contenders at all. Who are they going to get? If they get Kevin Durant, then now you're talking. Kevin Durant, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero. Now you're working with something. And that Miami culture, that Miami Heat culture, defense and all that good stuff, you got yourself a good team. So Kevin Durant should go east. Giannis should actually stay east too. Okay, contenders to get Giannis. Okay, yeah. Giannis on Miami would be a problem too. That'd be a problem too. But yeah, man. Well, check this out, y'all. Tomorrow is the Knicks versus the Indiana Pacers. I'll be doing a live stream of that game. You know, rooting for the Knicks as usual. But hey, man, I'm going to be fighting hard for these Knicks. Hopefully they could get the job done and get a win. We can't go out in no sweeping fashion. All right? I'm out, y'all. Have a good one. Remember, drink the coffee. It'll make you feel better. Peace.